So we do have a habit of getting into these videos, and they're very technical and they're very meant to help you, but it's also kind of misleading because there's always a human aspect to science that we never really talk about. And so I want to talk to you about some of the weird acronyms that you see in NMR, not because you need to know them, but to understand that there is a very human side of this field. So when I was in graduate school and I was taking a course on nuclear magnetic resonance, and I was a graduate student using NMR for both solid state and liquid state for my research, the professor stood in front of the classroom and was giving a talk, and he began to shrug his head because he was talking about the different acronyms they use, and one of the acronyms they use is inadequate. That is actually a technique. Those letters stand for something, but he was sitting up there saying how he would give talks and he would say, well, I have an inadequate spectrum here, and people will say, well, what makes it inadequate? Because they didn't understand that was the acronym. And he's like, why would they ever call that? And it's hilarious because if you look through the NMR literature, you can kind of see a game graduate students have been playing over the years. And it's got to be the graduate students, because you can't convince me professors went out of their way to do this. But they start coming up with clever little acronyms that are meant to be kind of humorous if you think about it. So one of them, the nosy and the cozy spectrum. Nosy as in somebody who gets into your business, cozy as being close to somebody. Those are both legitimate NMR techniques that are used all the time, but if you really look at the acronyms, somebody really forced it to make that acronym. My favorite one is indoor, actually, because if you're not a big Star Wars fan, you don't catch the reference. But when you start looking at all these techniques, understand that some of them are, you can see the early years where people took it seriously, and then you can definitely see some acronyms down the road that are really pretty funny if you think about it. So NMR is important. It's a big part of the scientific field, but definitely if you decide to carry on with your career and look into it, you're going to see a lot of jokes that were played in the field, basically, in my opinion, as a way to get even with graduate student professors that clearly the students didn't like the professors and they want a very embarrassing acronym to follow these people around for the rest of their careers.